years ago, you came where we're sitting tonight and you'd pick a pint of strawberries for dinner. Well, now you have to go to the produce section all across the road at Publix to get your berries. In place of the old strawberry field is 1 million square feet of the town and country complex. There are stores and offices, and a hotel is due to open soon, all to serve 1/3 of a million people who live within 5 miles of here. This mall is a shining example of a new development in Kendall that's working. There are many others, but News Center 7's Tom Berman reports, in a community fueled by growth these days, not all developments are a success.
To some, Kendall is the perfect place to live. Everything's new, values are tremendous, lifestyle is hard to match. They call it a dream bedroom community. Others call it a nightmare. It's too much, too fast. It's everything that could go wrong with unbridled suburbia. But Ed Fisher just calls it home. He has for 10 years. And now, along with his wife Ann, he wouldn't want to raise his daughter Lynn Heather anywhere else.
I think it's just exciting what's happening in Kendall, and it's because of the people.
Most of the people in Kendall are like the Fishers. They're young families who want to get away from some of the rigors of city life. There were 70,000 people here in 1970. By 1990, there could be 320,000. But the people still aren't what you notice first here. If Kendall has a calling card, it's still the sound of construction. And while developers like the Lennar Corporation build on, it's not as carefree as it once was.
Because it has gone through such a boom time, infrastructure improvements have not been able to quite keep up.
Whether it's police and fire stations, roads, or schools, many in Kendall say there aren't enough. At the same time the county has okayed 2,500 more acres for development, it isn't asking for more taxes for the services to go with it, and many consider that a problem.
This is what can happen with bad planning. Bad planning on a developer's part and bad planning on the county commission's part.
This is the Devon Air Shopping Center, a dead development in the midst of plenty. It's a reminder not everything in Kendall turns to gold, and not all development is good. But a civic group called Kendall 2000 is working on development problems here, trying to fix what's wrong in order to preserve everything that's right.
The Kendall experience has been and still is a lesson in development for all of South Florida. And people here say that developers in other growing parts of Dade County, as well as the booming parts of Broward County, are learning from the examples set here. And they're lucky they had Kendall to go through it first. Tom Berman, News Center 7.
What kind of quality of life is ahead for the people of Kendall in the 21st century? Remember, it's only 14 years away. Growth's continuing at a rapid pace now. John Salmon is with a group called Kendall 2000. You just heard Tom Berman refer to that group. There are people who want to know, who want what life there is here to be good one and an orderly one for everybody who settles here. There are already 270,000 people living here, John. You expect to have some 350,000 here by the turn of the century. How can you organize that? It's an unincorporated area.
Well, first of all, welcome to Kendall. Second of all, how to organize that is difficult. We are part of unincorporated Dade County. The question of incorporation has surfaced about every 18 months. It comes up and it quietly goes away. One of these times it's going to stick.
Okay, the things that really bother people right now or affect people right now, when you consider most of the people who live here are in the $35,000 a year income group or maybe a double income group. They're called yuppies. There are signs in Kendall which say welcome yuppies. For these people, there must be problems in an unincorporated area with police services, water services, maintenance, even schools.
The police services are, we've been told by the officers at Station 5 that even though they shrunk their area, they're getting more calls now than they had before they shrunk the service area. There's no police officers on line to be added.
How about schools?
Schools are getting overcrowded. I don't think it's a crisis situation yet.
How about water?
When I turn my tap, it goes on. I haven't had any problems yet. We have a well field right here that's going to be an issue, and there's a well field situation right west of Chrome Avenue.
But with such rapid growth, and while the area remains unincorporated, what can a group like Kendall 2000 do to help them?
Basically what we're doing is we're giving the leaders in unincorporated Dade now, the county commission, the government leaders, our input, the community's input, the residential homeowners' input, the business owners' input. We're trying to tell them what we want the community to be like so that in the future they know who to turn to ask.
Now, who's going to come in here if Kendall becomes a city and there's a large move in this area to start that process taking place. If Kendall becomes a city, where are the taxes going to come from to run it? Are they going to come from millage on real estate, or are there companies coming here to establish a corporate base?
Well, right now, AmeriFirst is building an enormous campus-like facility out in the hammocks, out west of here, almost to the Everglades. And it's the first of the large type of office complexes to come out here. Mainly now we're residential. Tax base, in my opinion, is low. But as we build up more commercial areas, either here, around the airport, if possible, I don't know what's going to happen there, it'll increase the tax base.
Town and Country Mall, which is a beautiful and stunning mall, and if you get a chance to come out and see it, you really should. It's a great place to bring the family for a day. It cost $152 million to build. People aren't messing around when they invest here. There's a lot of money coming in here. How's the growth going to remain controlled, if it's a city or if it's not a city?
Well, one of the ways is for citizen groups like Kendall 2000 to let the people who make the decisions know what they want. How to control it, it's difficult to say. We're hoping out of our project for more locally responsive zoning appeals rather than that our zoning board should be the county commission.
Well, I hope you're successful.
I hope so too.
John Salmon of Kendall 2000, thanks for joining us here.
My pleasure.
Up next, News Center 7 celebrates South Florida with a look at Metro mover gone pink. We'll be right back.
I'm Jill Beach in Kendall. After 27 years on the Metro-Dade police force, Harry Wright now focuses his time and energies on crime prevention and positive community programs.